So Clive, obviously we're here at the EIS, the Sheffield election. If we look at the national picture, the exit poll has not been great for Labour. What went wrong?
It's been awful. I think two main factors, probably a number of other things as well, but two main factors. People in this area voted Leave for the main part in the Labour seats on the east of Sheffield. They felt frustrated that Brexit hadn't been done. They didn't really want to engage in conversations about why delays might have happened, the interests of the problems of the Irish border situation. They just wanted to get it done because they felt that would be a benefit to them, and it's what they voted for. That's what they told me. So that was an issue, and the other issue was, without bringing into personal criticism, not my role. That I don't want to do it. I don't want to get into personal recriminations. But voters said to me over and over again, we just don't see Jeremy Corbyn as being our Prime Minister. We don't relate to him. He doesn't relate to us as far as we can see, and we just don't want him in Downing Street. Therefore, even though we've always voted Labour, even though we'd like to vote for you, we're not prepared to do that if that puts Jeremy Corbyn into Downing Street. Sorry, that was just said over and over again.
And if you look at your constituency, Sheffield South East, a 66% Leave vote back in 2016. You mentioned there how it's one of the big issues. Do you think that's what has put people to vote for Tories?
That's one of the issues, yes. That people felt that they just wanted to get it over with and get it done. I think one of the challenges of the next Parliament will be that it's not going to be quite as easy as that. We can get out of the EU and probably will do by the 31st of January. But then there's a transition period, there's a trade deal to be done, and if we don't do a trade deal, then coming out without a deal will lead to all the issues that many of us have raised about concerns, about job losses, and they will hit the poorest communities hardest, the sorts of communities that do exist in Sheffield South East and elsewhere in the north, and I think the Labour Party's got to be ready to stand by those communities in what's going to be a very difficult time potentially.
Yeah, Jeremy Corbyn being the leader of the Labour Party for a number of years now, faced a few different elections. What are his next steps after potentially a big crushing loss tonight?
To reflect on the result and then decide what he's going to do.
Is it a case of, do you think he needs to step down?
I'll leave that to Jeremy. I mean, I think there's, the answer tonight is simply not to call for him to go. It's to say that as a Labour Party, we're going to have grown-up conversations about how the party goes forward. Yes, I mean, by the next election, it's probably 5 years away. I think the almost certainty is we will have a new leader. But how we go about that and how we give consideration to the sort of person who can win back the voters we've lost tonight is going to be an absolutely key issue.
Sheffield in particular has been a Labour stronghold for quite a while, 6 constituencies, all being Labour for the most part. Are you confident that tonight that your constituency and Sheffield can remain a Labour stronghold? Well,
I think Labour hopefully will win the majority of seats in Sheffield. That's not as good as we would like. I can't speculate my own constituency at present. I mean, I would say that we're probably going to have a reduced majority at the very least, but we haven't counted most of the ballot boxes yet, so there's still a little way to go. But and at the same time there'll be colleagues of mine, good colleagues, good MPs who've worked hard for their areas, who are going to lose their seats tonight, often with people saying to them, sorry, I didn't want to vote against you, but I have done.
And are you worried for your seat?
At this stage, I'm not going to speculate directly. I hope that in the end I'll be returned as an MP, but it's a little too early to say definitely.